Alright, hey guys. I'm going to give you my NFL Week 3 predictions. Last week I was 9-7. This week I hope to improve to 11-5. So let's get started. Alright, we have Tennessee and the New York Giants. I'm 50-50 on this game. I haven't seen too much of either team. But, I'll say the Giants. Cincinnati versus Carolina. Carolina obviously struggling. Cincinnati's offense is looking pretty good, so I'm going to take Cincinnati. Pittsburgh, Tampa Bay. I'm going to take Pittsburgh, even though Dennis Dixon is out. It wasn't their starter to begin with. I think Charlie Batch can get the job done, so I'm going to take Pittsburgh. Buffalo, New England. I think this should be an easy win for New England, so I'm going to take New England. Cleveland, Baltimore. I'm going to take Baltimore. Their defense looks great, as it does every year. Cleveland, they're just still not there. San Francisco, Kansas City. This is an interesting game because San Francisco is 0-2. Kansas City is 2-0. Well, San Francisco, if you didn't know, lost to the Saints last week by 3 points in the last minute of the game. Everyone thought that, in that last 2 minutes that San Francisco was going to come back and win. They didn't. New Orleans capitalized. They played great football at the end. But you know what? I'm going to take San Francisco in this game. Dallas, Houston. I'm a Dallas fan, but unfortunately they don't have it yet this year. The Texans are on fire, so I'm going to take Houston. Detroit, Minnesota. I think Minnesota's finally starting to get it. Even with their primary receivers out, I think they can get the job done against Detroit. Atlanta, New Orleans. Now, I said last week that no one needs to look past Atlanta, and they absolutely crushed Arizona. Their defense played great. One concern I have for the New Orleans Saints this week is they struggled last week, in a win against San Francisco. Atlanta, their offense is looking great, and New Orleans has nine new players on their defense. So it's going to be interesting to see, but I'm actually going to take Atlanta over New Orleans. Washington and St. Louis. Washington's playing great football. St. Louis, again, one of those teams that just isn't all there yet, so I'm going to take Washington. Philadelphia, Jacksonville. If you didn't already know, Andy Reid yesterday declared Mike Vick as their new starter. So I'm going to take Philadelphia. Mike Vick's just playing great football, averaging over 70 yards per game. Indianapolis versus Denver. I'm taking Indianapolis. This is another game that I'm not too sure about, but just from because I haven't watched a whole lot of football from either team, but I'm going to take Indianapolis just because I'm more familiar with the team. Oakland, Arizona. See, I don't really know about this one. I'm going to take Arizona. I don't think Oakland's a bad team. I think maybe they're 7-9 team this year, but I think Arizona can get the job done against Oakland. Seattle, San Diego. I think San Diego can win this game. The Jets versus Miami. Wow, Miami impressed me last week. They played great defense. They just played awesome defense. So I'm actually going to take Miami over the Jets, even though the Jets beat the Patriots. But I'm going to say it's a pretty close game. I'm taking Miami because they have a really dominant defense, and in my opinion, a great defense beats a great offense. And especially with the New York Jets having a young offense, it just makes it that much harder. And then for the Monday night game, the Green Bay Packers versus the Chicago Bears. See, I live in a place where you either like the Chicago Bears or you like the Packers. Well, you know what? I actually don't think Chicago is as good as most people are saying. They beat Detroit. And I don't think I need to say anything about Detroit's season last year. I'll just leave it at that. And, in week 2 they beat Dallas, which has a struggling offense, and they only won by 1 touchdown. So, I'm going to say Green Bay is going to win this game. I think they'll absolutely crush Chicago. But I also think Green Bay is a NFC Championship team this year. So it's interesting to see where this is going to go. So, thanks for watching, guys. And let me know what you think. See you next week.